Hare Krishna, welcome to morning Amrut Vani program. His Grace Rupavilas Prabhuji will be giving his transcendental words of wisdom. His Grace Ram Kripa Prabhuji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada quote, followed by Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit. Thereafter, Her Grace Sadhu Sevani Mataji will be reciting the slokas. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ही डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ही जुलनेस गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। ही जुलनेस भक्ति आश्रय वैष्णव स्वामी महाराज की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Sri Namamrita, the nectar of the holy name. One can come in contact with the Krishna immediately by hearing his holy name. Krishna consciousness is a method for connecting directly with Supreme. This is the special gift of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Not only is this method direct and immediate, but also it practical. Although many people entering this society have no qualifications, they have become highly advanced in Krishna consciousness simply by coming in contact with this society. In this age, life is very short, and a yoga process that takes a long time will not help the general populace. In Kali Yuga, people are all so unfortunate, and association is very bad. Therefore, this process of directly contacting the Supreme is recommended. Harinama. Krishna is present in the form of his transcendental name, and we can contact him immediately by hearing his name. Simply by hearing the name Krishna, we immediately become free from material contamination. The path of perfection. Prabhupada quote, 1st August. Sometimes by association of the great, one appears great. In the sun is great heat. In the sun is great heat and light. And by reflecting the greatness of the sun's light, the moon in the dead of night also appears great. Actually, moon is by nature dark and cold, but in association with sun, it has become accepted as great. Letter to Jhanava, August 1st, 1973. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. In 1911, while his aging father was lying ill, Siddhanta Saraswati took up a challenge against pseudo Vaishnavas who claimed that birth in their caste was the prerequisite for preaching Krishna consciousness. The caste conscious Brahmana community had become incensed by Bhakti Vinoda Thakur's presentation of many special proofs that anyone, regardless of birth, could become a Brahmana Vaishnava. These Smarta Brahmanas, out to prove the inferiority of the Vaishnavas, arranged a discussion. On behalf of his indisposed father, young Siddhanta Saraswati wrote an essay, The Conclusive Difference Between the Brahmana and the Vaishnava, and submitted it before his father. Despite his poor health, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur was elated to hear the argument that was soundly great, that would soundly defeat the challenge of the Smartas. Siddhanta Saraswati then traveled to Midnapur, where Panditas from all over India had gathered for 3-day discussion. Some of the Smarta Panditas who spoke first claimed that anyone born in a Shudra family even though initiated by a spiritual master, could never become purified and perform the Brahmanical duties of worshipping the deity or initiating the disciples. Finally, Siddhanta Saraswati delivered his speech. He began quoting Vedic references glorifying the Brahmanas, and at this, the Smarta scholars became very much pleased. But when he began discussing the actual qualifications for becoming Brahmana, the qualities of the Vaishnavas, the relationship between the two, and who, according to the Vedic literature, is qualified to become spiritual master and initiate disciples, then the joy of Vaishnava haters disappear. Siddhanta Saraswati conclusively proved from the scriptures that if anyone is born as a Shudra, exhibits the qualities of Brahmana, then he should be well, Siddhanta Saraswati conclusively proved from the scriptures that if anyone is born as Shudra but exhibits the qualities of Brahmana, then he should be honored as a Brahmana despite his birth. And if one is born in a Brahmana family but acts like a Shudra, then he is not a Brahmana. After his speech, Siddhanta Saraswati was congratulated by the president of the conference and thousands thronged around him. It was a victory for Vaishnavism. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Dandavat.
Bhagavad Gita 11.14 Tatha sa vismayavishto rishta roma dhananjaya pranamya shirasa devam kritanjalir abhashata. Translation. Then, bewildered and astonished, his hair standing on end, Arjun bowed his head to offer obeisances and with folded hands began to pray to the Supreme Lord. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.11.4 Taistigna pradhane shili mukher itastata punya jana upadrita tam abhyadhavan kupita udayudha suparnam annadhapana ivahaya. Translation. Those sharp arrows dismayed the enemy soldiers, who became almost unconscious. But various yakshas on the battlefield, in a rage against Dhruv Maharaj, somehow or the other, collected their weapons and attacked. Just as serpents agitated by Garuda rushed towards Garuda with upraised hoods, all the yaksha soldiers prepared to overcome Dhruv Maharaj with their upraised weapons. Hare Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrit Madhya Leela 4.145 Madhavapuri Shripad Aila Loke Haila Khyati Saba Loka Asitare Kahe Bahu Bhakti. Translation. When Madhavendra Puri came to Jagannath Puri, people were aware of his transcendental reputation. Therefore, crowds of people came and offered him all sorts of respect and devotion. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Shri Shri Radha Rasbihari Bhagavan ki Jai. Lalita Sakhi Vishakha Mata ki Jai. गिरिराज गोवर्धन महाराज की जय. सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय. गौरांग निताय महाप्रभु की जय. शील प्रभुपाद की जय. मॉर्निंग चैंटिंग प्रोग्राम की जय. समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. So in Kali Yuga, there are many paths where people take up spirituality. There is yoga, there is karma, there is dhyana, there is hatha yoga. Many processes are there where people want to take up and somehow connect themselves with the Lord. But Srila Prabhupada says that the Shastra recommends Harer Nama Hare Nama eva kevalam. Kalo vanaste 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 gatiranyatha. Harinam and Harinam is the only way in Kali Yuga. There is no other way. And it is the direct process. If you want to go, go on a terrace of any building, there are two ways. Either you have to take a staircase or either you have to take a lift. So the bhakti process or chanting of the holy name is the lift which you can take and directly reach the terrace. Other processes are like climbing the staircases. So in Kali Yuga, Prayana Alpayushya Sabhya Kalavasim Yugejana Manda Sumanda Matayo Manda Bhagya Hi Upadrita. People are not so much qualified to do tapasya, do yagyas and dana. And that's why to directly connect with Lord, Shastras and the Acharyas have given a simple process of chanting the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. In today's Prabhupada quote, association matters. If you associate with great people, you also become great. And who is the greatest people? The devotees of the Lord and Lord. There are no other devotees, no other people who are great. But according to the mentality, there are different people who think they are great. If a tamsim person is there, for him, who is a terrorist, who is a murderer, who is somehow looter, for them they may be the great people. For Rajogun people, they may be, they try to associate with great businessmen, great powerful people. For Satogun people, they try to associate more, the people, humanitarian people, they want to associate with them. But we know, according to Shastras, who are the great people. Lord is the greatest person, and the devotees of the Lord are much greater than the Lord. So to associate with the devotees of the Lord and serve the devotees of the Lord, one can actually become great, liberate himself, and go back to the spiritual world. Please go further. Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada is reading the life of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And one of the great things that Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is defeated all the Smartha Brahmanas. Because these Brahmanas told it is only by birth that somebody can become a Brahmana or Vaishnavas. Are, you are coming and you are giving initiation to anybody and then giving him the Brahman thread and making him a Vaishnava. How is it possible? It is not possible. But Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, through all the qualifications, like he gave the example of, Vishwamitra, and how Vishwamitra and Ramayana, who has written Ramayana?
Valmiki.
Valmiki.
Vashishta.
Vashishta example was also given. Valmiki also example was given. Vashishta and Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was born, he was a Kshatriya, but then he became a Brahma Rishi. Like Valmiki was, he was a Shudra, but then also he became a great person. So there were many examples with Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj through the Shastra he gave. And even he gave the quote of Prahlad Maharaj from the Shastra. He says, Prahlad Maharaj clearly says, if you are Brahmana, you are having 12 qualities of all the Brahmanas, but you are not a devotee of a Lord, then your life is a waste. But if a dog eater, he doesn't have the Brahmanical quality, but he is a dedicated devotee of Lord, then he is the greatest Brahmana and Vaishnavas. That is the quote of Prahlad Maharaj when he is singing, because everybody in the assembly was afraid to go to Narsingadev. But they told Prahlad Maharaj, you go. And Prahlad Maharaj says, I have no qualities. I am born in Asura family. Then how can I have that quality to please you? But I know one thing about you, Lord. You see the bhakti. And according to bhakti, you are more pleased. Where Gajendra was an animal. But you saw the bhakti in Gajendra. And then you were pleased by Gajendra. Hmm? So all these examples were given by Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Of Gajendra example was given, and Ajamil example was given. That how Ajamil, even though he was so sinful, but how he was elevated and taken back just by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And then this Martha Brahmana accepted the power of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Hmm? So this is one of the greatest thing that Bhakti
Yes.
Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj did during his time. After that, Bhagavad Gita Shloka. Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was completely bewildered when he saw the Virat Roop. Never ever he has seen such a Swarupa of Lord Krishna. And as he saw, he had both feelings, fear and happiness. Hashtarom, the word that is used, Hashtarom, is the has was standing, but at the same time he was feeling fearful, and he had folded his hand, and now he has started to sing the prayers of the Lord in the 11th chapter. Dhruv Maharaj, after sending the Narayan Astra, all the illusion was destroyed. But the Yakshas were so upset and so furious because of their defeat that they again were trying to attack Dhruv Maharaj. After that, you will see now the rishis and Brahmaji will be coming, and the Manus will be coming, and they will specify Dhruv Maharaj to stop this fight, because they told that it is a plan of Lord that your brother had to be killed. So they are making them understand. And he told that you are devotee of Lord. It doesn't, suit you to kill unnecessary people over here. That will come in future. As far as Madhavendra Puri Prabhu is concerned, when he went to Jagannath Puri, by mouth and word, the message was spread about how Lord had stolen the kheer, and it had reached the Jagannath news, it had reached the Jagannath place. And all the people started thronging Madhavendra Puri over there. Hare Krishna, Krishna